everyone, welcome back and welcome to day 9 in my 12 days of palettes series. I kind of had trouble picking my palette for today. I changed my mind a few different times, but I ended up going with the Urban Decay Naked Mini palette. So I have the Naked 2 and the Naked 3, and we just kind of used a little bit of both of them. I love these little palettes. They're perfect for easy, everyday eye makeup. If you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube. I hope you will stick around and subscribe. I'm currently doing my 12 days of palettes, and each day I'm using a different eyeshadow palette every day leading up until Christmas. So I hope you'll subscribe, and we're gonna go ahead and do my makeup. I'm gonna do the face makeup first, and then we'll move on to the eyeshadow. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, we're gonna move on to the eyes now. And so like I said earlier, we're gonna use these minis from Urban Decay, probably the majority from the Naked 2 Basics, but I might use a shade or two from the Naked 3 Mini. Okay, as always, I'm gonna go in first with this shade, which is Skimp. It's very, very light matte shade, and I'm just gonna pack this really on the lid, and then I'll just bring what's left up. All right, now I'm gonna go in with the next two shades in the palette, so I'm just gonna mix a little bit of both. So we have Stark, which is just a little bit lighter, or a little bit darker, I mean, than Skimp, and then Frisk, which is a gray. So I'm gonna take just a tap of each and apply these. If you've been with my channel for a while, you've heard me talk about this before, but this palette was one of the palettes I used in 2019 when I did the 12 Days of Palette series, and that video, I don't know how, but it has like 40,000 views. I still to this day cannot figure out why. I don't know if it's this palette or what, but the video itself, that was back when I used an iPhone 7 to film all my videos, and I mean, it was very overexposed, and even the thumbnail to me wasn't that great, so I don't know what made so many people click on that video, but I wish I did know. But because of that, I always think of that when I use this palette. It's so nostalgic to back when I first started my channel. So let's see here. You know what? I think I might take a little bit of this shade from the Naked 3 Mini. It's called Laced Up. It's a matte kind of lavender shade. And I'm gonna add a little bit of this to the outer corner. I'm not gonna use a whole lot because I don't want this to turn like super purple. But I just want to add just a little bit of that purpley tone. I feel like these two palettes actually pair well together because the purples and then the cooler neutrals, I think they're really pretty together. All right, now I'm gonna mix these two shades. So we have Cover and Primal. So I'm just gonna take one tap of each and apply this on the outer corner as well. I switched brushes because this brush is a little bit smaller and a little bit fluffier. So I can just really lightly apply just a little bit of that darkness out here. And then I'm just gonna take the blending brush we use first and just kind of go over the edges really lightly because I don't want to remove too much. I think I'm going to use Public, which is here from the Naked 3 Mini, and I'm going to use my finger. I love this shade personally from this palette. This palette got horrible reviews from most of the people I've seen use it. I'm not sure why, because I really like it. I think it's pretty. It's a really good everyday palette. I mean, if you have tons of eyeshadow, do you need it? No. But if you're just looking for a good everyday palette, I would definitely recommend either of these. I think they're really nice. All right, and then I'm just gonna take that smaller brush we used in the outer corner and just kind of go over that again. All right, then I'm gonna take a little bit of the lightest shade called Glassy, and I'm gonna pop a little bit of that under the brow. And I'm just using a pretty large fluffy brush. This shade has a little bit of a sheen to it, so if you didn't want that, you could use Skimp from the Naked 2 Basics that we used first. All right, you guys. And all right, for the lower lash line, let's see. I'm gonna mix Frisk and Stark again, which are the two we put in the crease originally. And I'm gonna apply those to the lower lash line. And then the other thing that I typically do with the Naked 2 Basics, I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna do it today. I usually take the dark shade in the palette, which is Undone. It's kind of a charcoal gray, and I usually try to make like a tiny little wing with it. So we're gonna take a bit of Undone, and I'm gonna actually use the angled side of this little Anastasia brow brush. Actually, I guess I can use, I always forget to use the mirror in the palette. I don't know why. And I'm gonna do my new trick, kind of draw straight out from where your the shape of your eye starts to dip down. And then I'm gonna go from the bottom lash line and just connect up, and you get your little shape there. And if you have a hooded eye, like I've said before, you're gonna have to, most likely, when you draw your first little line, you're probably just gonna have to drag it right over a fold. If you have a fold here, you're just gonna have to kind of lightly drag it over, because otherwise, when you open your eye, you're not gonna see it. So then once you have your shape laid down, which to me is the hardest part, you just go in with the same brush or a different smaller brush and kind of fill it in, and that's it. It's super, super easy, especially if you do it with a shadow like this. It's a lot easier in my opinion. And that's really it for the eyes. I mean, This is super easy and a great just everyday look. You could skip the shimmer on the lid if you don't like shimmer. You could just use the colors in here and eliminate that. But if you like to add a little bit of shimmer and you like more cool toned neutrals, you might go for the Mini 3. But I love these. I can't recommend them enough. I think they're great, especially if you are maybe just getting started with makeup and you want something that feels very approachable and not super intimidating. I really like those. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my face and then we'll finish up this video. And this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was super easy and simple makeup. That's what I always do when I use these palettes. That's what they're perfect for, in my opinion. They're just tiny little everyday makeup palettes to me, and I love them. But like I said, you could use just one of them if you don't have both, or you could recreate this with something you already have at home. But I do love those little palettes. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. I hope you'll subscribe if you're new for more content from me, and please go follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair. Also, if you would please share my videos with anyone you know, your friends, your family, anyone that you think might enjoy my videos, please share it with them. It means so much, and trying to reach my 5K goal by the end of the year preferably, but I just want to reach 5K. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you guys tomorrow for another one. Remember, simply be you. Bye.